Yeah, g'day everyone, and welcome back to the Gold Coast Titans Frontline podcast. My name is Dane from Clarkey's Rugby League column, and I'm joined every week by Russ from Dani and Blake to talk all things Titans for the week. Russ, I thought we had a win, man. In the men's, at least, I thought we had a win there.
Yeah.
We fall agonisingly short, though, mate. How was the week?
Yeah, well, it hurt, man, because we said last week that was a game we needed to really win to probably avoid the wooden spoon, and now the Tigers are 4 points above us and they've got a bye, so I don't think we can catch them. Yeah, that hurt 1 point, man. We'll deep dive into it, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm resigned at the fact we're winning the spoon as well, unfortunately,
Yeah.
mate. I can't remember who I was talking to, but someone said to me today, "Oh, that'd be the Titans' first wooden spoon, wouldn't it?" And I said,
It's
"No."
a third or fourth, isn't it?
It's third or fourth. It's definitely not our first.
Yeah.
I could confidently tell that person that. Look, guys, change of schedule for myself, changing jobs, which means going live at 5:30 every Monday. And then trying to find another suitable time that worked for both of us just wasn't possible. So from this point for the rest of the season, the podcast will just be pre-recorded, and then we'll aim to have it uploaded around the same time every Monday. Still, Titans news. Russ did a pretty significant post on my page. I'm not sure if this counts for news, but it was, I would say it was received in a mixed light. I did a rebuilding the Titans segment, looking from the outside in. Did you happen to see that post? And what did you make of it and some of the responses we saw?
Yeah, a lot of people actually were agreeing with you. It was very in depth, man. I was actually pretty impressed with your posts, and I had to agree with a lot of it. Bro, there needs to be change, and you said that a lot of what needs to be done in that post. And if people haven't had a read of it, go to Clarkey's page and have a read because it's really good, and you can elaborate on it more. But there definitely needs to be change, and you went into detail with that, and yeah, I'll let you speak on it.
Yeah, the post was pretty, it was honestly as in-depth as I could possibly go. I had a few people saying, oh, can you do my club next? Can you do my team? And I said, honestly, that took a lot of time. I literally only did it for my club because it was a passion project.
Yeah, passion.
And it was something I was passionate about. I can't say too much about who or what, but even people that work for the club have reached out to me and said that was a really good piece. So I suppose it was received well in the areas that count most. I suppose if you don't have the time to go and check it out, the key thing was overhauling the football department, looking for a new head coach. And I went the lens of a younger current assistant coach that's thriving. Think what the Warriors did with Andrew Webster, the Bulldogs with Cameron Serrato, the Eels with Jason
Seems
Riles.
to be working, doesn't it? Like with these young coaches coming through that have had an assistant. So who would you have in mind?
Josh Hannay. Current Queensland Maroons assistant coach.
That's who I reckon as well. But now I'm hearing that he might be going to the Knights. So,
well, that's where we need to act fast, right? And that kind of flows on to our next news piece. No more updates on Des Hasler's future, guys, but there was reports that after he finishes his 500th game, that's when we'll look to move him on, which would be this round at the end of this week when we verse the Warriors across the ditch.
Sort of makes sense, doesn't it?
It does. It's very nice to Desi to let him bring up that milestone. Not if the Knights sack Adam O'Brien first and get Josh Hannay for the next 5 years. Then it's a mistake.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not sure when's the best time to pull the trigger on Des, but it needs to be before another club does. And I would suspect there's other clubs already talking to Josh Hannay. He's a Queensland guy, so we need to get in his ear, make it clear that not only do we want him, we need him. And you don't want to lump too much pressure on someone in their first coaching year, but I'm sure someone who has got the pedigree of him and the assistants at least looks at this as a good challenge and a way to rebuild a Queensland club, which he's clearly passionate about.
Josh Hannay would be my first pick as well. We've both had that discussion. People have been throwing the Walker brothers out there as well, saying, oh, they'll lure Sam Walker as well. And I feel like that's throwing a Hail Mary pass. I'm not against it, but I feel like if we sign the Walker brothers, we're either going to be a top 4 team or we're going to get another wooden spoon and not win a game. Like it's going to be like where with Josh Hannay, we might come 9th or 10th next year, let's say, with a rebuilding year, but it will be a lot. I reckon we'll have a lot solider year. And look at Serrato last year with the Bulldogs. He had a decent enough year, and then this year he's built on that. So I feel like that's where we should be going. Have a year next year. Who knows? We might scrape an 8. You never know. But I feel like just having a build year where we're contesting the 8. We're not saying we're going to push the 8 straight away, and then the year after is when we should be really pushing it.
100%. It's going to take, it's not going to be a 1 year fix realistically. And if it is a 1 year fix, then it's not sustainable. and long term. The only thing I've got against the Walker brothers, I suppose, is I agree with you. It is a throw at the stumps. 2015, they won 74% of their games. And I think that's because with the Moneyball style they played, going for every short dropout, it was ahead of the time where no other teams were really doing it. From that point, their win percentage each season dropped to 47, 52, 56, and 39% of the Jets. That was in 2019, and they've not coached since. So they actually finished at the Jets with a 55% win rate, just over 50-50. Like, could it work for us? And is it out of the box and different thinking? Yeah, but it can't be our first option, right? It needs to kind of be a redundancy lower down.
They get mentioned every time we get a new coach, and the Titans have never gone that way. I don't think they'll go that way again, to be honest. Yeah, like I actually think like Josh Hannay is a very good possibility. Brad Arthur's been thrown as well, but I would a lot prefer seeing Josh Hannay there.
Yeah, Josh Hannay.
We know it's not going to be Kevy Walters now because he's accept the Australian job, so we can tick that one off. I think it comes down to Hannay or Brad Arthur.
Yep. I prefer Josh Hannay of those options. If they feel they need experience, then that does lean to Brad Arthur. But I do think you're still getting Kevin Walters here anyway and say, hey, we know you're the Australian coach, but are you interested in this? Only other news we've got for you guys is the Tino knee injury. As we record, scans to follow still. No update on that, but obviously we have our fingers crossed for the best for our captain. Game review time in the NRLW. Our Titans girls win 24-12. And I thought there was plenty of positives from this game.
It was.
Starting with the inclusion of Chapo. Like, just seeing her on the team list gave me confidence. We didn't expect her to play when we previewed it. And that's why we did lean the way of the Tigers. She's so important for us, and she did score. But when I break this one down, we were just more powerful than them, particularly with our forwards.
Second half, bro. We were really strong second half. It's like the game was in the balance on that first half. I think Tigers had a better first half. In the second half, we just blew them to bits pretty much. Like we were just stronger than them.
Yep, and it all went up the middle, really. We had more than 500 total meters than them. We broke 36 tackles there. So it was a really complete display. If we had to touch on a few negatives, I think we could have completed higher when we made the grand final 2 years ago. The key theme was every time we completed above 80 to 85%, we won games. Every time we didn't, we lost. Now, we did only complete at 68% here, but we do get the win. We won't always win, though, with that completion rate, so we do need to work on that.
But look, and Tigers are probably one of the bottom of the teams, you know what I mean? But it's something to start from, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it. Like, they were undisciplined. They gave away 9 penalties. They lost 2 people to head injuries. They were just poor, and we took advantage of it. So it's a really nice way to get on the board, I suppose, for NRLW and get our first win of 2025. But if we stay at that level and just kind of peter through the season, we're not playing finals. We're not going to hit that top 4. So I'm not 100% convinced after this win, but I will celebrate it, and I want to see us build 100%.
on the We've got to celebrate something, mate. We've got to celebrate those little wins.
We do, mate. Unfortunately, when we moved to our NRL game review, we had a little loss, you could say, 21 points to 20 against the West Tigers, mate. You know what I can say about this one before I hand over to you? We've forgotten how to win games. That's like, how I felt.
We did not know how to close that game out, did we?
No, we looked lost. Like, the team's mindset was almost, we're not supposed to win this. And it goes back to something I also touched on in my How to Rebuild the Titans post. I feel like the environment we have set up at the Gold Coast and the mindset our players adopt is that we're resilient. We fight hard. We compete. But we don't necessarily win. And that resilience mindset really needs to be shifted to a really brutal, calculated, I'm not sure of other words, but we need to have a relentless mindset where we don't accept being resilient. We don't want to be known as resilient. Oh, what, we turned up and we competed well and we lost by a point. That's resilience. We want to be relentless, where it's when we were up in the last 10 minutes of that game, we're not thinking, oh, how do we just close this one out? We're just confident in everything we do. We go through our systems, our structures, and if anything, we pile points on them. We put them to the sword late. So I think the whole team just needs a change of environment around the football department and hopefully a mindset shift that comes with that, mate.
I agree, man. It was
negatives, I suppose. I believe they scored more tries than us. They scored 4. We scored 3.
We scored 4. They scored 3. Yeah, we scored more. Yeah, we scored 4.
We should have won this game.
They had 2 penalty goals.
Yeah, we're up at halftime as well. Their offloads, I felt they came way too easy. 15-6 in that department. Now, the stats only tell so much, but it just felt like every time they got the offload, we were kind of rattled in defense where we were already thinking about the next thing and the next tackle before it was there. We got to, it's just a mindset thing where we need to just slow everything down, one tackle at a time, get through games, because we do have a lot of potential. We do have a lot of young talent, but this talent just isn't gelling. They're not connected. And as I said, 15 offloads where one person or two are in the tackle, the Tigers player gets the offload, and all of our players are already thinking about the next play while this one's still active.
And they had 41 tackle breaks to our 23.
Yep, that's 41 missed tackles. Like, that's
for a game that's like was even. Like, you got to say it was pretty even sort of game. That's where they won their game. 15 offloads and 41 tackle breaks to 23-6.
Yeah, there's so much more opportunity.
The second phase footy as well. Like,
yeah, and I reckon some of those tackle breaks, or I'll go as far to say most of them, probably came after an offload where we weren't set defensively, and then they were just able to break tackles and create stuff from it.
We had 41.
This one's just weird. Crazy. I don't know what to say about it. Only 7 interchanges used despite losing Tino early. I don't know what to say because, like, what can we add that we haven't already said in the last 10 weeks about our interchange? Is there anything?
Like, okay, you lose Tino. He played 24 minutes. We know Tino's got a knee injury. That's fair enough. We play Dave Fafita 18 minutes. And we play Lofi Campera 0. What's the point of having them there? Like Jamin Jolliffe played 62 minutes. Why not put, all right, you got your big gun. Tino's gone down. Mate, why is Dave sitting on the bench? I know he had a bit of a flu or whatnot, but then don't pick him. If you're going to play him for 18 minutes, play someone else. It just does not make sense.
Yep. No, I mean, if you're not fit for 80 minutes, you shouldn't be fit for this football side or any football side, because injuries, head injuries in particular, are more prevalent in the game than ever. If I was in charge of us looking from the outside in, as soon as Tino went down, I would have actually moved Dave into the middle and played him as a bit of a lock forward. And I would have said, hey, look for tackle breaks, look for offloads. We don't want you to be like a Chris Randall where you're just working. Pick your moments for us, Dave, because without Tino, we're going to need something special to win from here.
He waited to the 62nd minute to put him on.
Yeah.
He played the last 18 minutes of the game. Like, I know the game was in the balance at that point. Like, we were actually winning. But still, this is Dave Fafita. We're paying this bloke $1 million a season. Not to play 18 minutes off the bench.
If the gas tank is really the biggest concern for Des there as well, why not bring Dave on in the final 10 minutes of the first half? That way he gets a 20-minute break at halftime.
That's what I thought they would do, to be honest. Like, yeah, we've both been saying, like, he should be starting. Everyone knows that. Like, he can't do anything in 18 minutes.
It's just head-scratching. Like, it's just head-scratching that we've said this for 10 weeks in a row. And we're not alone. Everyone else is seeing it. Everyone's is asking it. Everyone's thinking it, but Des and the coaching staff, are we allergic to change? Like, have we just accepted that we're going to be a bottom 5 likely?
The team never changes, this year? The team never changes. Like, what has been the only change that this week was RCG moved to the bench before kickoff. That's the only change. And they started Jolliffe, which I agree with 100%. Jimmy Jolliffe has been strong this year. But that's not going to win us a game, swapping a prop. No. And in reality, it's also 10 rounds too late. Yeah. I feel like people for the first 10 rounds of this year, we knew Regan Campbell-Gillard was not up to his standard starting anymore, whether that's an age thing or just settling into the club thing. And like, I'm happy it's finally happened. Why did it take until round 20 when we're dead last to pull the trigger on that change? I'm just disappointed to lose a game that we should have won. Does it really matter? No, we're probably still going to get the wooden spoon even if we win that game. But it just would have been cool I know, the fans that are just turning up every week and still invested. And I'm not talking about you and I. I'm actually talking about all of our listeners and everyone else on the Gold Coast. Yeah. It just would have been cool to discuss a win for them and talk about some positives. The only real positive I had was Sam Verrills. He looked good from dummy half. 50 tackles, 0 miss, mate.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's a big effort. That's huge. I just seen that then. I'm like, that's huge. Because I did notice. I was like, man, those number 9s that are doing all the tackles, sometimes they don't get credit because you don't see what they're actually doing. But 50 tackles with 0 miss, that's huge.
Yeah, he was awesome, and he did still mix in his attack, which is what we really need from hooker as well. Another sort of feather in our cap, because what we're doing at the moment is just not enough to win footy games. We're losing ones like that we should have won, and it's really hard to be positive. It's really hard to find positives from that game. It's not like we're intentionally going out of our way here to be negative toward the club and the players. It's just the reality that we can't.
But say that we would have won that by 1 point. If we would have been the team that won 21-20, I still wouldn't have been that happy. We didn't play good. You know what I mean? Like, it was 1 point. Anyone could have won that game. Like, and don't get me wrong, we never blame refs, but the refing was not good. Both sides. It was both sides. The refing was atrocious. But even if we won that game 21-20, I would have been happy. Oh, yeah, we got a win. But I would have been like, our standard's still not good. We're not up to the standard of the NRL right now.
Yeah. There was effort. I will say that. Like, the players were trying, just coaching decisions, not using the interchange correctly, not bringing on players appropriately, Tino's injury. It all stacked up against us to the point where we were destined to lose that game, and we found a way to lose it. So disappointing. Let's park the chat there for our reviews and move into our 3-2-1s. I'll give you mine for the NRL to start. 3 points, Sammy Verrills. You touched on it. 50 tackles, 0 misses. I was highly impressed there. 2 points went to Jaden Campbell, shown some promising signs at halfback with his control, and I also liked his kick out to Jalen de Groot there. That was pinpoint. And 1 point, AJ Brimson. Probably not his best game, probably not the most statistically best game you'll see, but there was effort there for the full 80 from our fullbacks. So they're my 3-2-1s, mate. Anything that you disagree with or would change up?
I only changed AJ. I feel like I put Jamin Jolliffe in there, 62 minutes. Like, obviously he had to play extra minutes because Tino going down, so I just changed him in there. But the other two, I think JC actually looked like a decent halfback. Like, people are saying, oh, should he be in the halves? Like, he threw a great ball for de Groot's first one, and the vision for the second one with the kick. I feel like it was good. Like, he played well. Like, and yeah, Sammy Verrills 50 miss. I was always putting him as my third. As number one, I mean, for three. Yeah,
no, awesome stuff there. NRLW, I went 3 points, Sienna Lafipo. She moved to lock with Georgia Hale unavailable.
Played 70 minutes too.
Yeah, 150 plus meters, 35 tackles. Don't think she could have done too much more. 2 points has to go to Jessica Elliston, 200 plus meters in the middle, again, setting the tone. And for my 1 point, there was a few different ways I could have went. I landed on Lily Rose Kolk. She set up a try and had 27 tackles for 0 missed, which I thought was really neat. So that's my 3-2-1s NRLW rise, mate. Any thoughts there for yourself?
No, pretty much the same, man. I think it was Lily's first start as well as a club, because she's been coming off the bench, and I think she played pretty much the whole game except for the last 15 minutes. And I feel like just was a bit more dynamic from dummy half. But yeah, 100% Sienna Lafepo number 3 points, man, for sure. Smashed it. Especially with Georgia Hale, who makes 60 tackles a game. Like, she had to go into that role, so she did well.
And it's a tough role to go into. And what I liked as well is she didn't try to mirror Georgia Hale. She was just herself, and that's why we saw a bit more natural attack and a try from her. Sienna Lafipo, I remember a few years ago when she was our half alongside Shante Kirioratu, and both were so young and inexperienced, and there was still just something with Sienna where you're like, she does have a lot of raw talent. She just doesn't have the right halves partner next to her. Now we're seeing her in the back row for Queensland. We're seeing her at lock, and she's starting to get those really nice stats and play really well. So really excited for her. I just hope that losing Josiah Pahulu, her partner, doesn't mean we lose her down the track as well. That would be really unfortunate. Affiliates recap time, guys. Central Queensland Capras, they defeat our Tweeds Seagulls 28 points to 24 up in Rockhampton. And the PNG Hunters defeat our Ipswich Jets 28 points to 22 in Papua New Guinea. So there's 2 losses there, unfortunately. Now, we don't have any stats of our players that stood out in this one. The Queensland Rugby League website's not updated at the time of recording. Nothing we can do about that. Jets dropped to 6th on the ladder. Seagulls dropped to 13th. Next week, Tweed have the Sunshine Coast Falcons, and Jets take on the Redcliffe Dolphins. Fingers crossed they can both get back on the win column next week. Time to talk about our team, Russ. We'll have to wait and see what happens with Tino, of course. At this stage, we don't know whether he's in or out. If he is out, my simple fix is Chris Randall to lock, Dave Fafita starting to back row. Would you agree with that?
Probably not.
No,
that's exactly what I think should happen. But I feel like Des will put Cleese Haas as lock.
Yep.
And
And
in the
keep Chris
past,
Randall on the edge.
yeah, he's done that every game so far. Yes, I think Dave Fafita should be starting back row this week, 100%. Like he's had 2 weeks off the bench. He has to start, man. We're paying. He has to be there. I don't think really anything else will change, to be honest, man. Like honestly, like if I go after every other week, I would want change, but I don't think there will be any change.
Yeah. I mean, and that's a really tough predicament for us fans to be in, because the only way out of this is to make change. We can't just keep accepting the same style of play, the same lineup, the same tactics after 21 rounds rather. But that's exactly the boat we're in. Like, no one listening to us right now in this segment is sitting at home and going, "Oh, those guys don't know what they're talking about. Des will make plenty of changes." Everyone just agrees that there's not going to be any change.
Surely, Khan Pereira is not on the bench again for 0 minutes.
What's the point? Like,
what are you doing? Like, we might as well just have a 3-person rotation instead of playing 17. Just play 16. Just bring 16 blokes there.
Like, respect to Des and the coaching staff, I'll just say this. If they put out a poll on the Titans website and said, "Hey, the members can pick our team for this game," I'd actually grow in confidence, because like there would be some changes at least.
Oh, 100%.
I'd go in confidence.
100% there'll be changes. I feel like a couple in the back line would be getting changed for sure.
Yep. Oh man, I would pay money to sit in the coach's box.
Mate, me and you were putting Cooper buy-in off the bench straight away.
100% we are.
100%.
Even though
Sam Stevenson's probably getting a run too.
Yeah, honestly, yes.
Yeah.
But
we know it's not going to happen. So we've been saying it for weeks. It's not going to happen. So
yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. What can you say? What can you say? Game preview time. NRLW. We got a doubleheader this week, guys, against the Warriors. Our NRLW team kick off at 12:45, and it's tough to get a read on this Warriors NRLW side, right? Because they've lost badly to the Roosters and Knights. But then you look at the Eels. Now, the Eels won their first game, and then they won against 36 points against the Raiders. But then they lost to the Warriors 14-0. So it's so hard to get a read on this Warriors side.
Yeah.
But which one's going to turn up? And for that reason, this is almost impossible to tip. I suspect they'd be favorites. I haven't looked at any betting markets or anything like that. But I just think when you look at both lineups and the fact they have held the Eels to a 14-0 victory this year, they probably do have more potential than our side based on the stats and what we've seen so far. What I will say is we held the Tigers to 12. If we can do that over there in New Zealand, we will give ourselves a great opportunity.
I don't know if we can. I like our chances. I reckon I'll give us a 50-50, to be honest. Like, how we played in that second half against the Tigers, we were actually good. So if they play like that, I actually feel like we can win that game.
My biggest concern is because it's going to be potentially a near sellout in the crowd. The NRL game is sold out. I don't know if that will translate to the NRLW, but it should be a large crowd regardless. It could be their first home game in New Zealand, or maybe they've had one other one. But that should really fire them up early. And that's where I think they could get out to a little bit of a lead, and we won't be able to restrict them to a lower total like we did the Tigers. There's also some former Titans in their lineup, so I don't have the greatest confidence here. But I will say it's difficult to tip the NRLW so far this year, to get a read on sides so quickly in such a shorter competition. It's difficult. So if you want to tip, I would have to say the Warriors beat us, but I don't think we're fully out of it. I've got
a lot more confidence in the girls and the blokes this week.
Oh, definitely that. I think I'm where I was last week with the Tigers. I believe the other side will win, but I don't write us off 100%. I still give us a chance.
I'm the same, man. I'm the same.
I like it, man. Hopefully Chapo gets over for another try and we continue to see the improvements there. Game preview time for the NRL, also against the Warriors, Saturday, 3 p.m, Go Media Stadium, New Zealand. Now, Russ, I'll let you kick off the preview, but I'll just say we went 2-0 over the Warriors in 2024, including a club record, highest points ever scored by one of our teams. And I don't carry any confidence into this game despite those stats.
No, we had our first win of the year last year. We lost our first 5 or 6 games. It was on Anzac Day last year. We upset the Warriors, massive win. And then we, like you said, 66-6 or whatever, our biggest win ever. But over there this year, different kettle of fish. I can't see us winning that game at all. To be fair, but I actually feel like the Warriors have dropped off the last 2 weeks. I know they got a last-second try and won the game yesterday. But I feel like them without Luke Metcalf, they look a bit lost. And yeah, I don't know. I would love to go over there and upset. I still don't think we will do that, but I don't think they're the Warriors that were 4 or 5 weeks ago when Luke Metcalf was in his prime and looking fit. But I don't know. What do you reckon?
Well, they're still in a transitional period, right? They got the win last round, 2 rounds ago rather, with Tanner Boyd coming in. And whilst last week was like absolutely an insane win, for me, it did uncover some shortfalls in their game, particularly around Tanner. We need to pressure him. Now, our coaching staff would still know his weaknesses, as would some of our players. He was with us, this time last year, for example, in and out of our side. And I thought he was realistically pretty poor against the Knights, particularly down the home stretch. So if we can, keep it close late in this game.
I reckon he might get dropped, but
yeah, there's the
this
potential
is before
for that.
team list. I reckon Tamari Martin might play in the halves with Harris Tavita.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. If that happens, that definitely benefits them.
Yeah,
because Tamari's going to come in with a lot more confidence than Tanner has at the moment. But if Tanner is still there, my key to victory is to really pressure him, make him feel the heat there, make him feel the pressure of not playing the best last round and needing to perform in this one. On to us, I thought our defense was improved last week on the scoreboard at least. We still missed a lot of tackles, but the Warriors attack, in saying that, did look very disjointed and clunky.
Mm-hmm.
So key to victory, goes without saying, focus on defense, limit their opportunities, and it was still within striking range in the minutes 60 to 80. I think we'll give ourselves a chance to just score something late and get over the top of them. From there, we can build off that, because if we defend well, we probably don't need 20 points or so. Like we did, the Tigers, we had 20 points and still lost. If we can defend the Warriors well and pressure Tanner, we could limit them to 12 points per se. Maybe lower if the goal kicking isn't up to standard. In saying that, though, guys, I have to be realistic. And how likely do I think that is to occur? Probably about a 2.5 out of 10. Probably about a quarter chance. Less than 50-50, certainly. We beat them in New Zealand last year for our first win of 2024. We then smoked them at home, coming off losses to the Tigers and Rabbitohs where no one expected us to win. So it's unlikely they kind of come into this game and we fly under the radar and they go, that's just the Titans.
Yeah.
They know they can't have that mindset because we beat them twice last year. Yeah. That hurts our chances
and they know if they win this game, they're pretty much, because they're 4 points from 5th. If they win this game, they're pretty much got a top 4 spot wrapped up as well. So, it's big for them. They know that they can afford to lose a couple games at the back end and they've still got that top 4 spot. Yeah. So I feel like, they're going to be there. They're going to be ready to go at home.
At home, and that's a big thing for the Warriors, because I think they are genuinely one of the teams that do have a home advantage, because you do have to go through customs, go to a new country, go to a different time zone, go to different weather conditions. And on top of that, the game's sold out. So it's going to be a big atmosphere.
They always sell out a crowd.
I'll give you our only saving grace and the only reason you could possibly pick us in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Des Hasler's 500th coaching game. Do the players like Des? Do they love their coach? Because if they do, they will do everything to compete well here and give themselves a chance to win for him. I'm not even saying we will win, but if the Warriors scrape over the top of us, but we play our best, that's a great mark for Des Hasler and his 500. It shows the playing group care about their coach.
Yeah. 100%.
However, if we come out and we see the same Titans we saw last week against the Tigers and multiple weeks prior, good in patches, clocking off, silly schoolboy errors, then they don't want to play for their coach. It's that simple.
Now, I'll put this to you. So let's say they do. They put an awesome performance in. We somehow get a win. What do they do with Des then?
It's a tough one because we sacked Justin Holbrook coming off a win as well. Don't forget, the club isn't immune to making a big decision at the right time.
So do you reckon there could be a decision already made?
I'm not sure if it's already made. I think the decision that they need to make is whether it's now or the end of the season.
Yeah.
In saying that, I think you put the ball in Dez's court. You say, hey, Des, hasn't worked out. We respect you coming up to the Gold Coast, giving us a chance as a coach. We're not going to continue with your services from 2026 onwards, but we'd love for you to finish the season and see it out with our boys because we know they enjoy playing for you.
Yeah.
And then put the ball in Dez's court. If Des thinks that's insulting and wants to leave early, look, Des, we understand. I'll tell you what we should have done in a perfect world. We probably knew by like round 13, let's call it 8 weeks ago, that Des probably wasn't going to be our future coach. It wasn't working out for us for one reason or another. We probably should have made the bold call to sack him then and promote Jim Lenahan, who's been our head coach before, put Jim back in the head coaching role. I remember last year, it was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
His first game as our interim head coach was against the Broncos at Suncorp, and we had no Tino, and we got the dub. Yeah. That would have given us 13 weeks or so to see if Jim is our future. And if you get to that 13 weeks and he's not, then, in the background, you go to market and you start developing redundancy in plan Bs. But we would at least know. Ultimately, now it seems like Des, let's say we lose this week in New Zealand, he's coached, he's 500, the club will get rid of him. And we're in round 22, and Jim Lenahan has 5-6 games with this squad. It's not enough to prove anything. He could have had almost 3 times that if we managed the timing better. Of course, hindsight, I'm speaking with the benefit of hindsight, which the club didn't have at the time. But it's tough. But I honestly, Russ, that's our saving grace. Yeah. If you genuinely believe as a Titans fan that the team loves Des Hasler, they want to play, they want to perform for Des Hasler, we're a great chance in this game because there's no bigger milestone realistically for a coach than 500. And not many get to 1,000. I think maybe one has Wayne Bennett potentially. Tim Sheen's probably just short. So this is the milestone. This is the big one. In Des Hasler's entire coaching career that spans premierships, 3 different clubs, this is it. This is his milestone, his moment. Do we turn up for him? Do we not? That'll be the telling sign as to whether the playing group ultimately like playing for Des or not, in my humble opinion, mate. So that's the only way I can see us winning realistically, mate. Would you agree?
Yeah, pretty much, man. I know the boys, was it last year, Foreign had his 300th?
Yep.
And they lost the Dragons, So maybe they want to get one back after that, losing a 300. A lot of players always put in, like we saw with Josh Papali'i this year, like the Canberra side, they were not losing that game for Josh Papali'i, you know what I mean? So sometimes they do gain extra spirit. So I hope they do, man. Really, I hope they do.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And I haven't seen too much from the club yet. We're recording on a Monday afternoon, but fingers crossed the club makes a big deal out of it for Des. I know a lot of fans aren't happy with his performances at the moment as our coach, but it is still a remarkable coaching achievement and one that we should absolutely celebrate as a club, the fact that he was able to bring it up here, just like Forum's 300. So at least, guys, if we don't get the win this week, let's get around Des, show our support for him as fans, and show our appreciation to him. Although it hasn't gone the way we want, it's still a fantastic milestone that should absolutely be celebrated. Alrighty, guys, we're going to close the show there. Just over half an hour for you guys. We'll be back next Monday to break it all down, preview next round, and talk all things Titans like we always do. So on that note, Russ, go the Titans.
Go the Titans.